Women's Soccer Championship is on the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi. Today from Cincinnati, Ohio, Xavier University and the Xavier Soccer Complex, the DePaul Blue Demons meet the Xavier Musketeers. Mike Schmaltz alongside Matt Schumacher, happy to bring you a quarterfinal match between two contenders here for the title this season. The Musketeers in at the number 4 seed, DePaul in at number 5. Matt, for DePaul, they're old hat at this. It's their 7th straight tournament.
Yeah, they are. They're experienced. A lot of the women on this team have played in at least 3 matches in the Big East tournament. Now, Coach Chastain said, look, we got to win now. We got to win. We're experienced in the tournament. Now we have to turn that experience into wins. And on the other side, Mike, Xavier not very experienced in this tournament. They've never won a Big East tournament game, but they're coming in riding high. A 10-win season for the Musketeers.
10 wins for the first time since 2003 for second-year coach Nate Lee, who had a 1-8 season just 2 years ago before he took this job.
Yeah, it's really been an amazing turnaround for this Xavier program. They've gotten some transfers. They've gotten some great play from freshmen coming in, who we'll talk about later in the show, but really a total turnaround, not just play on the field, but culture in the program.
19 newcomers, 15 freshmen for the Musketeers. On the other side for DePaul, Franny Cerny leading the charge, a veteran.
Yeah, Franny Cerny, an 8-goal season. Boy, has she been spectacular. 19 points. It's going to be really fun to see her go up against a very good Xavier backline who's played a lot of minutes this year. They're going to need Cerny today. She hasn't scored in a couple of games. She's looking to get out of that drought here in the first round of the Big East tournament. And on the other side for the Xavier Musketeers, well, you can't talk about the Muskies without the play of Samantha Dewey, the Big East midfielder of the year, 22 points, second in the conference. She's also second in the conference in goals scored, tied with Franny Cerny with 8. She has been awesome in the middle of the pitch for the Xavier team, and they're going to need her today against a very formidable DePaul side.
Musketeers took their first win in this series, 3-2 in overtime in the first meeting this season. The rematch is next on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Matt Schumacher back with you in the Big East Digital Network quarterfinal action here from the Xavier Soccer Complex. A sunny day with temperatures in the high 50s, but we have a wind advisory. We could get gusts up to 25 miles an hour here this afternoon. Get a look at that starting 11 for DePaul. Molly Erickson in goal, having a great year in her freshman campaign.
Yeah, she is, but you know who really stands out to me, Mike, in this lineup? Madeline Frick. She doesn't get a ton of publicity because of the 2 stars that they have up top combining for 13 goals in Cerny and Turner, but Frick is really a key piece to getting this offense moving.
Avery Hayes, some veterans in that lineup as well for Aaron Chastain, the head coach. For the Musketeers, in goal it'll be Tony Bizzarro having a good season. 1,600 minutes, her goals against at .83. She's 9-6-2 with 8 shutouts. We told you about the Musketeers and the midfielder of the year for the first time here at Xavier. It's Samantha Dewey.
Yeah, she's been fantastic. Dewey has. Alfano's been really good this year. I think everyone's been pleasantly surprised with the play of Shembri as well. She's really come in and done a fine job this season. But the key to Xavier's wins this year has been their back line and the play of the goalkeeper, Bizzarro. It'll be fun to see against a very good front of DePaul this year.
We're about ready for the first touch here. Anticipation building here for this quarterfinal matchup. Musketeers into the quarterfinal round for just the second time in their Big East history. Musketeers last year went up to Marquette and lost 3-0, and a tough loss last year in the opening round for DePaul, who went to Providence, tied 1-1, and then lost with penalty kicks.
Yeah, and it goes back to what Coach Chastain told us before this match here today. She said, look, we've been in this tournament a lot, 7 years straight. It's time to turn this experience that a lot of the women on her staff and in her lineup today have into a result.
Both of these teams picked up big results prior to this matchup here this afternoon. Georgetown came in here number 4 in the country to play the Musketeers. Xavier fought them to a draw after losing 1-0 to the St. John's Red Storm. And then DePaul was able to knock off St. John's, who had a 5-match victory streak going into that match the last day of the regular season. Winds pick up as our first touch is up and away, and we're playing the beautiful game on the Big East Digital Network. See if this wind affects anything here this afternoon. It is quite noticeable right now.
Yeah, and you look at the flagpoles at the top of your screen, it is really whipping around. The interesting thing about this stadium, Mike, is that it's below. It's in a valley almost, surrounded on all 4 sides by rolling hills here in Cincinnati. And so I really wonder how much the crosswind's going to affect the play, especially on long balls forward.
We're looking over into the far corner here on the attacking end for DePaul, and we see some weeds swirling around in that corner. So there is some activity down there on the pitch. First throw for DePaul as they threaten early. Jackie Batliner. And Batliner will try it again from the corner. Good service in, and a first touch for Bizarro to get the butterflies out for her. There's a quick turn there by Morgan Turner. High pressure there for DePaul. That's Madeline Frick.
And that's something that got them a result against a Villanova team last weekend. DePaul really needed 3 points. They pressed the heck out of the Wildcats. It ended up out shooting them by at least 15 goals. I can't remember what the final tally was at the end, but in the first half they had 20 shots. The high press of DePaul is what has given them the 8 wins that they've gotten this year.
See how the Musketeers handle it here. First touch there for Samantha Dewey. Carrie Lewis throws it in. Musketeers can't catch up to it. It'll be an easy clearing opportunity here for Molly Erickson.
Erickson, the freshman, she's been really solid. First look at her today. Has Canadian national team experience.
The international experience is really going to be beneficial for her as she moves through her career at DePaul. We see that more and more coming into, even on the men's side, a lot. Johnny Kajan from overseas.
I think we're seeing that more not only in the Big East Conference, but just all across the country.
Good press forward there for the Musketeers as they played out of the back nicely with Grace Barr, who's been an anchor on the back 4 for the Musketeers, trying to find Sabrina Kunamoto, who has 1 goal on the season. This is her 11th match of the campaign and her first start. So she gets it in the quarterfinals of the Big East Championship. Rachel Dewey is Samantha Dewey's sister. She feeds that into the corner. Kunamoto can't catch up with it. And DePaul will clear.
Always fun to play at the Division I level with your sibling, right?
Absolutely.
Tough to beat that.
Got a sister combination on the DePaul side as well. Good touch at mid. Ball squirts into the Musketeer defensive half, and Grace Barr on the spot again for Xavier. Barr's a transfer in from Wisconsin. One of 3 impactful transfers. Carrie Lewis at holding mid for the Musketeers came in from North Carolina State, and Claire Fisher in from Tennessee. All have registered scores so far this season. Here's a turn for Sabrina Kunamoto.
Help her, Grace. Come on, help her, Clint.
Ball across for Rachel Dewey. Good contact to send it out by Avery Hay. Ball flicked forward for DePaul. Franny Cerny got the touch. Almost in high pursuit and a chance to build the attack, but cut off Morgan Turner. And Turner going to intercept that throw in. Turner presses the issue. Ball back for Allison Klimkowski, who sends it long.
They're getting the offside flag here. Just a step across. Good job holding the line on the back by DePaul.
Musketeers were looking for Samantha Dewey. Dewey with 22 points, matches her total from her freshman season. Dewey was injured last year, played in just 5 matches, but did have 3 goals. Neatly was able to work out an 8-8 season for the Musketeers last year.
What an improvement that was. From 1-8 the year before to 8-8. And now back-to-back appearances in the Big East tournament. You know, it's interesting, pardon me, Mike, it's interesting when you look at these 2 back lines because Xavier, although they've got some new faces, very experienced on the back line. They've played a lot of minutes this year. And even with the transfer that they have in this season, Barr on the back line, she played a lot of minutes at Wisconsin. That's not exactly the case for DePaul's back line. They don't have a single senior on the back 4 for Coach Chastain's team.
Barr works there with Tony Bizzarro right on cue, and you see that experience coming in, and it's been the point for the Musketeers. The back line has really been the part that came together. It took the longest, I should say, to gel. So the Musketeers were able to generate shots. There were some anxious moments in that back line earlier in the season, and the Musketeers have really come together as the season's progressed. Good press forward again by Morgan Turner, and Rachel Dewey will throw it in for Xavier. Connection there for Brooke Stroka. Strong mark from Jackie Batliner.
Coach Lee asking Sabrina Kunamoto to wake up, to get more energized. It's a bit later than what these ladies are used to playing on a Sunday. Typically it's a noon or 1 start. Playing 3 hours later, you wonder how that's affecting them here in the opening minutes.
Also the far side and the Musketeers attacking half, playing into a setting sun at this time. We'll see if that plays into it. Stroka's going to forward it on. Dewey puts it on, and a nice save by Molly Erickson. So Erickson knocks down the first. First official shot of the match goes to the Musketeers.
And Dewey would love another crack at that one. 8 goals on the year, just didn't get her whole foot behind it. She keeps making runs like that this afternoon, though. Surely Xavier will find better looks.
Contact in space is a good battle brewing this afternoon between Morgan Turner and Grace Barr. Barr sent to the pitch there after contact. Foul will go against DePaul, and the Musketeers a chance to reset. Barr missed the connection there for Lewis. Cleanup by Pirelli. Lewis depossesses up for Samantha Dewey, forward for Brooke Sroka. Good angle over defensively. Sydney Parker filling the gap there for DePaul. And now we see this win pick up just about on schedule. They said it would be about 4 o'clock, and here it comes.
This is a dangerous opportunity. DePaul with space is one of the best teams in the league in creating.
Avery Hay carried in to set up this opportunity for DePaul. Turner has it knocked away, that time by Rachel Dewey. Turner after it for the Blue Demons. Rachel Dewey gets there first, wins the possession for the Musketeers. Our officials this afternoon, the referee is Mike DeFelice. Assistant referee Tony Crush and Brian Mayer. Our alternate is Michael Lundquist. Ball in space, picked up easily there by Pirelli. Feed to the right side. Saipi sends it across. Bizzarro forced to pop it into the air. Anxious moment in his 6. And the ball flicked out by the Musketeers.
That was just a beautiful ball in by Bina Saipi. Redshirted last year with an injury. Had a stress fracture in her femur. Took the whole year to recover and has been back and healthy and a mainstay in the lineup.
So you saw the Musketeers a bit composed there on that attack. And those were the situations that they perhaps miscommunicated or misnegotiated earlier in the campaign. Good long ball in there for Batliner. Andy Kennard, one of the Musketeer veterans, the senior, on the spot for Xavier, trying to work it out. Ball came back for Allison Klimkowski, one of the Musketeer freshmen, 15 of them this year for Nate Lee. Ball sent to space, tracking after it is Avery Hay. They gonna earn the throw in. Good play forward. Klimkowski there for the Musketeers. Turn there for Ellie Mink.
Ellie Mink out of Cincinnati, Ohio, playing in front of some hometown family and friends. Freshman in the midfield.
Mink, a product of Turpin High School here in Cincinnati, and all Eastern Conference selection here in her high school campaign. An interesting substitution set in the check-in here. Mary Tierney for the DePaul Blue Demons. We'll tell you a bit more about her when she hits the pitch. Also from the Cincinnati area, Villa Hills, Kentucky, in a very good Notre Dame Academy program. Ball played to mid in space, and we see that wind starting to play some tricks as the ball floats in the air.
And so how does each team adapt to that? Because the real key there is keeping the ball low and kicking it hard to cut through the wind and give yourself a chance. Any ball that hangs high, making a run underneath it just won't be on target.
We've seen both of these teams strike from distance this season. Andy Kennard tried to carry in there and just a bit offside, so 2 Musketeer forward runs cut off by offside calls. And Molly Erickson back to clearance.
Rachel, Dewey, get the right spots. Hey, do your job. Let's go.
So Erickson stands over the ball here. All Big East freshman team selection. Shut out the last 3 opponents, St. John's, Villanova, and Providence.
And the Xavier coaching staff very vocal, yelling out from the bench, do your job. We haven't seen very organized effort yet from Xavier.
Dewey plays it forward. That's Brooks Sroka in the corner. Over to track it. Sydney Parker. Maddie Tierney comes on for the DePaul Blue Demons. Tierney, we mentioned, from Villa Hills, Kentucky, 5'3". She's a freshman. Bucking the family trend is Maddie Tierney. Mary Tierney, actually, Maddie played here for the Musketeers the past 4 seasons. And their mother is an Xavier alumnus as well, a soccer alumnus. So Maddie Tierney wearing the black jersey today, perhaps the black sheep of the family when it comes to soccer.
Blazing her own trail.
Tony Bizzarro swings it over for Grace Barr. And Maddie Tierney join us here at halftime to explain just how exactly Mary Tierney made her way to Chicago. Rachel Butler on now for the Musketeers. We mentioned Nate Lee against Georgetown, number 4 in the country, number 1 in the Big East, used 20 players. So he's not afraid to mix it up. And Rachel Butler with a goal, a couple of assists, and 4 points on the campaign. There's Grace Barr on the spot for Xavier. Barr, a second team All Big East selection. Rachel Dewey with the throw in. The Musketeers are going to try to work their way out of their defensive third. And again, high pressure here from DePaul. Well, Matt, we've seen Samantha Dewey have a couple of touches. Quiet right now for Franny Cerny.
Yeah, Cerny was, as we talked about, quiet in terms of her goal production over the last couple of games. They really got a lot of help from Erickson Russo, who comes off the bench. She scored in the last 2 matches. I think, you know, Cerny's certainly had opportunities. It's just been a question of finishing those opportunities. And also on the other side of it, getting her in positions to create in front of net.
Had that last touch there, actually just outside the 18 for DePaul, and they go to her right here on a throw-in. Try to work it to the corner for Madeline Frick. Frick, a good mark there by Rachel Dewey. Back up on the wing, Batliner couldn't find Cerny. Musketeers trying to get it out of the back.
It's going to be a handball. It's going to go back to DePaul. Good call there from the referee, DeFelice.
Adrian Walker, another veteran, a junior from Lake Forest, Illinois, in that defensive backfield. Good ball forward there by Batliner. One hop to the top of the box. Redirection there by Saipi. This is Ellie Mink. Mink with the turn, puts it on Tony Bizarro. Bizarro able to shut the door, not a big threat there in the near post. One shot apiece now for both sides.
But not much behind it in these opening 15 minutes. Neither goalkeeper's really been tested, and aside from maybe that threatening run by Samantha Dewey about 10 minutes ago, the DePaul back line has really not found itself in any position of danger.
The Musketeers try to form here with Rachel Dewey, sends it forward. That's Brooke Sroka. And Sroka cut off like Saipi there, and Saipi down on the pitch.
I think she caught a cleat to the boot. Hopefully nothing serious.
Matt, you mentioned that injury that kept her out last season.
She had a stress fracture in her femur, and I'm not sure if her ankle may have twisted, but she was certainly stepped on, and she is in pain.
So an injury timeout here as they intend to beat Saipi. Saipi going to get up and continue here.
A little ginger, but you know what, Mike? This is a Big East tournament match. It's win or go home. She's going to stick it out. And again, Nate Lee talking to his back line about getting organized, stepping up, but then being purposeful with where they position themselves on the field, because they really haven't taken a shape yet today, Mike.
They've tried the long ball in. A couple of them have been offsides. And Grace Barr with the heavy leg and a reset here. So the Musketeers have 3 across the top of the 18. Samantha Dewey, Grace Brower, and Brooke Sroka over there. Barr sends it away, plays it low. Ball chipped in there by Carrie Lewis. Header there for Samantha Dewey, and Sroka couldn't pick it up off the deflection, but the Musketeers going to come up with a corner. Be the first of the afternoon for either team.
Great tackle from Ellie Mink. Potentially a goal-saving tackle, quite honestly, with the where that ball was positioned.
Musketeers will look for their defenders in this situation. Allison Klimkowski, a big target in the box. This ball going to go into a crosswind. Grace Barr trying to wait out this gust. And again, we could get them up to 25 miles an hour here today. That ball sent into the side of the net. No threat there for the Blue Demons.
I like the idea, though, keeping it tight to the line and low. It's going to give yourself the best position possible with the wind coming across the field like that to maybe get a deflection.
Musketeers have outshot their opponents coming into today 294 to 215, led in corners 112 to 72. It's a matter of converting opportunities for Xavier. Contact there at mid. Andy Kennard hit the pitch. And a foul against DePaul will give the Musketeers a chance in the attacking half.
Now can Xavier find a way to organize here? Got a good opportunity on a free kick to get numbers forward. Even into the wind, Mike. On a reset, you got to take advantage.
Haley Jakovic sends it forward. Samantha Dewey after it for the Musketeers. Dewey sets up one-on-one there against DePaul and Batliner. Dewey able to fight through the contact. Dewey carries in. Dewey deflected and a ball cleared right on the goal line. Andy Kennard on the rebound sends it wide. So Xavier's first lethal threat of the afternoon turned away.
That is all Samantha Dewey. Ball comes in, and she does it with her feet, Mike. Got 2 defenders on her. She shakes both of them, finds a way to get it over the mouth of the net. That's the best opportunity that Xavier's had all afternoon.
Clearing opportunity here for Erickson.
Some folks thought perhaps a foul here. I didn't think there was anything to it. Just 2 players going after the ball. Dewey pops up, stays with it. You got to love the effort from the back line at DePaul. Right position at the right time.
Great work on the goal line to sweep that away. And it looked like Pirelli back there on the sweep.
And this
Now
is going to
whistle
be
here
a
at
bench
mid.
warning. Well, the competitive juice is certainly flowing. Look, these two teams, they've played some really good soccer against each other this year. 3-2 overtime win. What was it? Not even a month and a half ago.
October 7th.
Yep, for this Xavier team. And, well, that's probably fresh in the minds of both.
It was 2-0 Xavier in the 66th minute. And DePaul came back, scored 2 within 4 minutes. 72nd minute, Madeline Frick. 76th minute, Franny Cerny. Then it went to double overtime. There was a handball called in the box, and Samantha Dewey in the 105th minute put it away for the Musketeers on a PK. Good press forward here by Madeline Frick. Bar able to control and send it back to Tony Pizarro. Ball won there in mid by Batliner. Taken away by Sroka. Back for Grace Barr, and Barr shanks it here. A little bit left, but relieves the pressure there for the Musketeers. Batliner set to throw it in.
The
Whistle
card
here on
comes
our
out.
first yellow of the afternoon. That one going to go against Madeline Frick. Now we see some physical play on both sides, and you expect it here in the Big East. So the first booking of the afternoon. Fast moving. First 45 so far.
All right, another reset opportunity with Xavier getting numbers forward.
Fisher, Dewey across the front along with Brooks Sroka. Ball chipped out. And Xavier advances to the attacking third. Quick restart. Samantha Dewey, she's excellent in traffic. Creates some space, puts a bender on it, and Erickson has to dive to the far post to knock it away.
That right there is why she's midfielder of the year. Samantha Dewey, with not much space, able to create a dangerous chance.
Lewis sends it back in. Half boot on it there for Dewey. Then the ball sent out by Batliner. Haley Jakovic up, the Musketeer freshman, to keep it alive in the attacking half, and then it'll swing back to DePaul as that ball sent across the far touch.
I mean, that ball was into the wind, curling back post. And just look at this here. Dewey back to the net, feels out her defender, creates a bit of space. I'm not sure that would have gone in necessarily, but Erickson does a fine job, the freshman. A very confident save.
Rachel Dewey on a great angle in defensively to cut off Madeline Frick. Ball played in there by Pirelli. Into the corner, Franny Cerny after it. That time cut off by Klimkowski. Ball won there at mid nicely by Pirelli. Kept alive by Batliner, and Cerny now picks it up at the top of the 18.
And now it's DePaul who's looking to organize. We've seen a bit more from Xavier, possessing with more purpose. And now DePaul trying to answer.
Good chance up front. Pizarro. Ball sent right on. Good strike there by Saipi. It's probably the most authoritative offering we've seen out of DePaul here this afternoon.
And from a young woman who doesn't have a goal scored yet this year.
Good win there for the Musketeers momentarily. Ball sent right back into the attacking half for the Blue Demons. Carrie Lewis controls, trying to find Andy Kennard. Up to press the issue, Avery Hay. And she'll win the possession there for DePaul. Courtney Langford on for the Musketeers. And Jade Erickson-Russo, the spark plug here for DePaul in the past 2 matches, on the pitch for the first time this afternoon. Ball controlled in the back there by Andy Kennard. Musketeers trying to organize out. Kept alive again there by Hay for DePaul. Ball trickle across the goal line, and excellent positioning down there by Allison Klimkowski, the freshman. Earns the possession for the Musketeers. Tony Bizzarro, 8 shutouts on the campaign, set to send this one away. Low ball to mid. Good win there by Barr in space. Soroka trying to control. Ball flicked away. It's Pirelli there. Ball sent long. Musketeers have it knocked away from Samantha Dewey.
Well, we've really seen an uptick in work rate from this Xavier team, but now with some players out of position.
Great job by Barr on a potential run there by Cerny. Ball kept out by Ellie Mink. The Musketeers reorganize. Barr and Rachel Dewey. Rachel Dewey hits the pitch, and a foul going to be called against Ellie Mink, the Cincinnati product. So the Musketeers a chance here in the middle third to send it away. Matt, we've seen the confidence the Musketeers have placed here in Grace Barr. Most of the touches coming out of the back, even the corner opportunity for Xavier, all off her right leg. Touch here for Dewey, who draws a double team. Ball played in for Rachel Dewey, and that ball cut off nicely by Saipi.
Her vision around the 18 is just spectacular. Good defensive effort from Bina Saipi, and she's really been all over the pitch, up and down this afternoon.
So a corner now for the Musketeers, the second of the afternoon. Samantha Dewey will take it. Xavier with a grouping just to the right of the penalty kick mark. Lofted in top, Carrie Lewis with a header, and that one well wide.
But they're getting chances, and that's something they weren't getting in the first 15 minutes. The momentum has shifted, and it's amazing in any sport, really, but especially soccer, Mike, when you just see a little bit more given from all 11 players. Just that extra effort on a loose ball, that extra effort making a run, making yourself available for a pass. It's created opportunities for Xavier.
Good ball there to mid. Ellie Mink on the spot for DePaul. Ball sent forward there. That was Saipi. Into the corner. Try to get Franny Cerny forward there. Just a touch long. A bit heavy. And Tony Bizzarro sent to clear it. .74 saves on the season for Tony Bizzarro. Been pretty well protected, especially in the latter half of the season. Pirelli in space, trying to get it forward. Musketeers up to cut it off with Courtney Langford. Brooke Stroker trying to win a possession, and will stay with DePaul and Batliner. Dewey first ball. Pirelli trying to keep it alive. And does. Batliner trying to find Franny Cerny, and she is blanketed there by Rachel Dewey. Ball flicks off Dewey, and slowly but surely, DePaul approaches the attacking third. Cerny among 4 Musketeers. That ball sent in by Batliner, hung up in the air. Knocked down by Mink. Lewis there for the Musketeers. Soroka with a touch forward. Ball sent across to the top. They're trying to work Franny Cerny into the attacking position. The Musketeers are there to deny.
Yeah, she's been marked in the 18 by 1 at least, and sometimes 2 of the backline defenders.
Good ball in. Klimkowski met it there for the Musketeers. Grace Barr, and hovering around with the forward pressure, Jade Erickson-Russo.
Yep, and Erickson-Russo has been a deciding factor in each of the last 2 matches coming into this one, so perhaps she can offer something that DePaul has been missing throughout the first half. Now with just 18 minutes to go before the break.
2 1-0 victories, one on the road at St. John's for DePaul coming into today, October the 25th, the last day of the regular season, a 1-0 victory at Villanova. And Erickson Russo, who came off a 15-day injury absence, scored both of them. Batliner heads it forward. Good ball in space there. That's Saipi one more time. Connection there for Tierney. Ball thrown forward. Here's Erickson Russo. Can't find the turn. Musketeers were there, and nice ball punched out on the far side. Xavier saved a corner opportunity, so it'll be a throw-in on the far side for Avery Hay. Good ball in space, and Grace Barr on the mark for the Musketeers.
In basketball, they call that help defense. And Barr just has a knack for that sort of thing on the back line.
There's Dewey trying to form for the Musketeers, throws it forward. Brooks Sroka competing forward for the Musketeers, cut off on the far side. Ball to mid, Kerry Lewis scraps after it. Haley Jakovic for the Musketeers. Good touch from behind by Cerny to give it to DePaul. Cerny trying to form. Converged upon Cerny with a long strike. And Bizarro going to have to come over and push it away from the far post, still alive. Tony Bizarro almost collided with that post, ended up entangled in the net momentarily.
And now if you're Aaron Chastain, you're hoping that shot perhaps gives a spark to this team, because simply put, Cerny's been about the only one up top who has generated any sort of energy, any sort of opportunities around the 18.
So Cerny going to take the corner here for DePaul.
Wind blowing towards the net.
Ball sent to the middle. Overshot Adrian Walker. Mink still after it for DePaul. Great play into the middle. Had to be served outside the 18. Tried to send it back in. Grace Barr was there to poke it away. Now Courtney Langford to mid. Kept in there by Walker. In front, Cerny trying to turn, going to offer it. That one's going to fly well wide.
Little ambitious, but you know what? At this point, just trying to create anything you can. She hasn't been given much space today.
Kennedy Carlson checks on for the Musketeers, one of the Xavier seniors, along with Molly McLaughlin. McLaughlin's been a big target on the Musketeer corners.
Well, both keepers have been tested a bit today. Bizarro pushing it wide. That was close. I mean, she had to get there. If she hadn't, that might have sneaked in off the post.
Ball played out. There was a whistle at mid. It'll stay with the Blue Demons. So a foul against the Musketeers. Erickson going to come way up to take this.
And what we're seeing right now is DePaul getting higher, sending more numbers forward, trying to take the pressure off of Cerny.
McLaughlin wins it for Xavier. Dewey trying to work her way out. Pirelli there. Dewey gets around her.
She's got a runner.
Good service forward. That one not going to make the connection, however.
Batliner really good on the defensive side all season long. He's made a couple of good stops today.
Was Rachel Butler forward there for the Musketeers. Ball sent in. Cerny was in the area. It'll find its way to Tony Bizarro. Erickson Russo up with some high pressure, trying to force a Musketeer air. Good win in space there for DePaul and Saipi. McLaughlin able to turn. Grace Barr carries forward. Solid mark there by Saipi. Forces Barr to play it back. High pressure again, and Cerny almost with an opportunity. Ball floated in. One bounce to the 18. Tony Bizarro with an easy pickup. Bizarro lofts this one high in the air to mid. Pirelli first touch for the Blue Demons. Up for Rachel Dewey. Dewey, good left foot forward. Kennedy Carlson forward. Carlson taking on Adrian Walker. Walker able to knock it out, but the Musketeers again in the attacking third. Can they convert this time? Emily Burton coming on for the Musketeers along with Claire Fisher, the transfer in from Tennessee.
And Mike, this is something that you talked about early, the depth and the trust that Nate Lee has on his bench. He trusts that these reserves can come in and provide a spark off the bench in the final 15 minutes of the first half. That's something that DePaul does not have. They do not have as deep of a rotation as Nate Lee.
Ball forward there for Grace Barr. Another great win in space there for Saipi. He's been active for the Blue Demons. Cerny going to press the issue forward on the freshman Jakovic, who's able to send it out. The Dewey sisters patrolling on batliner. Ball played in. Here comes Samantha Dewey. She's excellent in space. Marked there by Pirelli. Dewey able to work her way forward. Ball going to trickle on. Erickson, an easy cleanup. Not a big threat there as Dewey didn't get a lot on it, but very impressive how she can work her way through traffic.
Indeed, but she needs help, and she needs it sooner. They didn't make the runs as quickly as Nate Lee would have wanted. You could hear him from the bench, go to goal, go to goal. Dewey had to create so much with her feet because she didn't see the runners coming into the box.
Ball forward here by Erickson Russo. Into the corner. Musketeers will get there first with Burton. This is Jakovic trying to play out. And again, pressing forward, Erickson Russo. Good strike from the top of the box. Bizarro had it all the way. And that was Erickson Russo with a good offering. So Erickson Russo looking for more heroics here in the late season.
Top of the box, good strike, had some power behind it. Bizarro made a good stop. Not enough to pull her off her line, but again, we go back to the differences in sort of the shots that we've seen from both sides. From DePaul, it's been all outside the 18, right? And while there have been some threatening shots on Bizarro, she really hasn't been too tested, minus the time where she nearly ran into the goalpost and punched it out. The difference has been Xavier with Samantha Dewey has really been able to slip into the box and get behind the back line of DePaul.
McLaughlin sends it on. Ball misses everybody. Kennedy Carlson up to press the issue. Some good communication there between Jackie Batliner and Molly Erickson. Get a good look there at Samantha Dewey. 22 points, most since her freshman season here. 4 game winners. And she's the midfielder of the year here in the conference. Well-deserved honor there for Samantha Dewey, and a young lady that came back from a lower body injury last year that limited her to 5 matches.
And the most that any Xavier player has had since her freshman year.
We have a player down at midfield here for the Musketeers. That is Haley Jakovic.
She took a hard ball to the face.
So Jakovic has been a stalwart here this season. Oh, took it right in the face.
That's enough to clean the clock upstairs.
It's okay when you see those coming from the corner and you'd expect them, but not from point blank
that
range.
was point blank, and she had no idea that that ball was coming at her.
So Haley Jakovic will see if she can continue on here. Going to get up under her own power. Come off and take a break. So Jakovic will return to the Xavier huddle. Musketeers.
Now,
again,
with the training staff coming onto the pitch, she'll have to stay out for a bit. And they may sub for her, but she has to wait until the ball crosses the midway point to come back on.
This will be a restart here for the Musketeers. They play it back to Molly Erickson. DePaul will take over. So Jakovic is going to stay on. She trotted back onto the pitch. We'll see how long she can continue. Turn here for Cerny. Met immediately by Barr.
Good run here from Erickson Russo.
Saipi played it forward, and Jakovic, after taking that blistering shot to the face, over to neutralize. Batliner centers. Ball touched away by Klimkowski. Langford got a boot on it for the Musketeers. After it there on the far side. Avery Hay. Cerny the touch. Klimkowski. Good ball forward. Dewey after it for the Musketeers. Erickson going to make a nice clear to the middle third. Whistle will hold play. DePaul is set for a quick restart. Going to be able to hold one here. Cerny sends it across. Batliner in space. McLaughlin trying to come up and shut the door. Contact at the top. Erickson Russo is after it. Xavier going to carry out here with Rachel Dewey. Finds her sister at mid. And another mark from Pirelli. Dewey forward trying to connect with Kennedy Carlson. Sydney Parker there defensively for DePaul. Carlson going to work. Ball sent out. Restart for Xavier attacking third. Xavier going to bring Cindy Shembry onto the pitch. Shembry was the freshman of the year last year in the Big East. Able to really score in the absence of Samantha Dewey and Kennedy Carlson up front. Dewey going to come off and get a well-deserved rest here with 8:13 remaining in the first.
And Shembry's role has changed a little bit this year, right? Because Dewey is back on the pitch and playing nearly all the minutes of each half. But what she can provide is fresh legs in the waning moments of a half. And she just gives you that extra ability, that dynamic ability to get behind the line and create.
Shembry in that draw with Georgetown had a good turn at the top of the 18 and an offering connected with the crossbar and almost gave the Musketeers a lead in that scoreless draw. Good ball flick forward. Musketeers are after it with Carlson, but Erickson going to get there first. That ball sent just a bit long. Good ball forward. DePaul trying to create. This is Cerny after it. Marked there by Barr. Great job by Cerny to steer it around Barr. Cerny carried in, hit the pitch, another collision. As Rachel Dewey came over to help that defensive effort. And now a dangerous chance here for DePaul.
Well, never not a physical afternoon in the Big East Conference, and it's been elevated a bit here, the fact that it's tournament play. Cerny winning a free kick opportunity, and this is huge at the end of the half.
Ball drilled low. Klimkowski made it first there for the Musketeers. Burton got a foot on it for Xavier. Tracking after it, Adrian Walker for DePaul trying to keep it alive. Jessica Lazo going to check on now for DePaul. Lazo from Palo Verde, California. A transfer in from Kentucky. Lazo played in 8 of the 9 previous matches for DePaul. Didn't see much action prior to that. Ball flicks off of Haley Djokovic, rolls into the corner, and a possession there for DePaul. As Lazo up to force the issue. Gains the corner right off the bench. Played it short for Franny Cerny, marked there by Kennedy Carlson for the Musketeers. Back up top for Lazo, neutralized. Carlson circled back to cut that strike off. Here comes Sydney Shembry, has some decent speed for Xavier. In hot pursuit, Adrian Walker. In traffic, Carlson trying to dish it out for Langford, and an easy clear there for Batliner. Collected by Rachel Dewey. They'll play back and reset with Grace Barr. Dewey, a left foot for Kennedy Carlson. Ball handled there, in space by the Musketeers. That was Claire Fisher. Rolls harmlessly into the corner. Jessica Miller on now for the Musketeers. So we mentioned neatly, not afraid to use that bench. 30 players on the roster, used 20 against the Georgetown Hoyas. Ball Ball in space, forcing the issue there. Erickson Russo for DePaul, but the Musketeers going to be able to keep it in the attacking third. So here we go. Jessica Miller. Miller, a redshirt junior. First touch there for Shembri. Ball played out there by Pirelli. McLaughlin trying to keep it in. Fisher sent it forward. DePaul sent it back. Collision again between Burton and Lazo. Good ball long, sent back by Djakovic, and Lazo now controls. Ball played wide for Avery Hay. Into the middle third, and Xavier there again to greet it. Burton forced the issue and earned the possession right at the midfield stripe. Carlson forward for Burton. Shembri throws it into the corner. Heavy contact over there with Sydney Parker, and a whistle going against the Blue Demons.
Some of Xavier's best opportunities have been on restarts this afternoon. Got a good look on net from Samantha Dewey about midway through the first half on a restart from the midfield, and now this is even closer. So you can put a better ball into the area and perhaps flick it on net with the head.
Keep an eye on Molly McLaughlin here, one of the favorite targets on these set pieces. McLaughlin in there. A little undersized at 5'7". Good ball forward, and that was McLaughlin with the header over the crossbar.
Wow, just a beautiful ball in. A little bit too much behind it, but again, enough to test the back line of DePaul and their freshman keeper, Molly Erickson. Just a beautiful ball and a great head just over the net.
Story on the background from McLaughlin from Granger, Indiana. That, of course, near Notre Dame, where her father, Jim, coached volleyball. He's a 28-year NCAA volleyball coach, 630 victories, 253 losses. He's the only coach to coach the men and a women's team to a national championship. Good ball forward. McLaughlin keeps it alive for the Musketeers. Strong mark again by DePaul and Ellie Mink. Back for Grace Barr. Barr steers it around. Erickson Russo into space. This is Courtney Langford. Xavier with a good formation sends it long, and that one just drifts wide of the far post. So the Musketeers dancing around the net.
And the chances are starting to roll in, and this is a result of the work that they've put in over the last 30 minutes and really the last 20. If you look at sort of how they've reorganized in the midfield, they've possessed with purpose, and they've gotten more runners into the box. Close again.
7 shots now for both sides. Musketeers have placed 3 on frame and have the Blue Demons. Good work in space there by Saipi.
It just doesn't have the feel that this has been an equal first half, though. And I don't know how you feel about it, Mike, but certainly to me, especially in the latter half of this first 45, it feels like the Musketeers have controlled.
Certainly some dangerous chances for both sides, but the Musketeers have produced more. It's Franny Cerny neutralized there in space. Good long ball sent on. Klimkowski there for the Musketeers. Actually, that's Djakovic in space, going to knock it out. But a chance here with 37 seconds remaining in our first 45 for DePaul to threaten one more time. Ball knocked into space. Claire Fisher there for the Musketeers. Now Shembri. Ball going to be played out of there by Jessica Miller. Cerny with 14 seconds.
One final chance.
Played wide here for Avery Hay. Forward for Lazo. Can Lazo find a turn? Poked away again by the Musketeers. Grace Barr was on the spot. Header in the air. Cerny couldn't turn on it right outside the 6, and time will expire. But DePaul manufactured a late chance there. And we go to the break, all even, 0-0. Had a pretty strong first half, as we mentioned. Shots tied at 7, shots on goal tied lopsided three.
That's going to be a fun final 45 here from Cincinnati, Ohio, my friend. I'm looking forward to it.
Musketeers and the Blue Demons all even. We'll take a break and be back with more here on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars.
That's right.
Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Oh, it's a big nose, big target. Big target.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Back at the half, the Xavier Soccer Complex quarterfinal action here this afternoon in the Big East Championship for the ladies, and the Musketeers and the DePaul Blue Demons all even at 0-0 at the break. Mike Schmaltz, joined by Maddie Tierney. You are a Xavier Soccer alumnus, so give us an update on what you're up to. You played the last 4 years here.
Well, right now I'm in a gap year, and I'll be going to the University of Kentucky for medical school in the fall. So actually, a teammate of mine and I are going to Africa in January to work in government hospitals in Tanzania. So yeah, just kind of hanging out, doing stuff, getting ready for med school.
About to trade your Xavier Blue for Kentucky Blue.
Right,
and now your
yeah.
sister Mary, this is what's interesting. You played here, your mother played here, your sister Mary
Yep.
bucked the trend and went for
I
the
know,
DePaul Royal
I
Blue
know.
instead of the Musketeer
I know.
Navy. How exactly does that come about?
Well, Mary really wanted to leave home, which we're from Northern Kentucky, so pretty close to Xavier. So yeah, it just happened that DePaul recruited her, and she liked the school. We obviously knew it was a good conference, and that the schools in the Big East were great schools. So she decided to go to DePaul, which was a mistake, but
And a chance to play at home a couple of times
Yeah,
every
well,
other
yeah,
year,
which is great,
which was
yeah.
important as well.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the perspective here for this Xavier program. They're in the Big East quarterfinals, second straight year. They get a home match this year. From where it was where you played a little couple of lean years in there to the transformation into this last 2 seasons.
you know, Nate's been obviously a huge part of that, and Nate really turned the program around, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. I think it's improved so much even from last season, and I was proud to be part of the team that first made the Big East tournament, and now, like you said, they have a home match. Hopefully next year we're seeing them get even further, maybe get a bye in the first round, and I think the program can be elevated to that level hopefully in the future, so I'm excited for it.
Certainly some steps forward here. Talk about this match, your impressions so far, a scoreless tie here at the break.
I actually think right now Xavier's putting the ball in the air a little bit too much. I think they're a more controlled team, whereas DePaul's a more athletic team. So I think if Xavier can find ways to put the ball on the ground and control the game a little bit more, they're going to find success. But right now, pretty even, I would say.
As somebody out there fighting these battles, what does this win, how does that affect the game?
The win obviously is a big factor with the ball in the air, which again, I think if they put the ball on the ground, it's going to help them a lot. Especially being a center back, got to be really safe when the ball's in the air and it's windy like this. Yeah.
Adjustments for either side. From your perspective, what would you do other than put the ball on the ground more?
I think that's really the main thing. I think DePaul has a pretty good defense, but they should continue to drive at them, make them commit. I mean, Sam's obviously an offensive threat, and hopefully if they can get the ball to her, she can do some damage up top.
It's Musketeers alumnus Maddie Tierney, her sister Mary, playing for DePaul here this afternoon. The Musketeers and the Blue Demons all even at 0-0 at the break. We'll take a break. Be back with more here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
It's time to fuel your ambitions
Thank you.
by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Mike Schmaltz and Matt Schumacher back with you at the Xavier Soccer Complex quarterfinal action here for the Women's Soccer Championship. And DePaul and Xavier all even at the break, Matt. It was a tight first half, 7 shots for both teams, 3 on goal, some dangerous chances on both sides.
Yeah, you know, I thought early on DePaul did a really good job of bringing the energy and sort of getting Xavier out of their shape offensively. Even with some of the runs that Samantha Dewey had early on, I thought DePaul really controlled. That changed, though. At the back end of the first 45 minutes, I thought Franny Cerny had some good shots, but they were all outside the 18. And so you really have to credit Xavier's back line because they held one of the best scorers in the league to a position where she really couldn't threaten. Now, Xavier came in the last, 10, 15 minutes of the first half. Samantha Dewey, phenomenal. They got some great chances off set pieces. I really think that's going to be the key in the second half.
Samantha Dewey, 3 shots, all of them on frame. It was 2 saves for Molly Erickson, 3 for Tony Bizzaro on the other side. Franny Cerny, 3 shots, but just 1 on frame.
It'll be interesting to see what adjustments Erin Chastain makes to get Cerny free, maybe to get some other players free like Erickson Russo, because she's been an X factor for them over this last couple of weeks, the stretch in which DePaul really found a way to play into this tournament.
Naley again going to his bench, pleads 20 in the first half. We will take a break and be back with the second half here in the Big East quarterfinals on the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Mike Schmaltz, Matt Schumacher back with you for the Big East Women's quarterfinals here from the Xavier Soccer Complex. And Matt, the weather is taking a significant turn here, significantly cooler. The gusts continue, and we expect them to be around 25 miles an hour here this afternoon, and now some heavy cloud cover.
Yeah, the sun is gone, okay? We had some good sun in the first half. It was warm, not anymore. Everyone's getting the jackets on. Our AR here on the near side, the 4th official, he's got his jackets on. Great crowd on hand this afternoon, though. This is truly a playoff environment and playoff weather, right? Because we are late October, and we're feeling it right now in Cincinnati.
A changeover period coming here as we get ready for our second 45. Musketeers and the Blue Demons battle for the second time this season. It was a 3-2 double overtime decision for the Musketeers in the first meeting in Chicago.
Yeah, and these teams have played a lot of overtime games. Between them, I think they've got 13 overtime games this year. They're trying to avoid that because, look, to win the tournament, these teams are going to have to win 3 games. Today, the semifinal, and then the final. That's a lot of soccer on your legs after you've played a full non-con and conference season.
There's a first chance in for Frick right off the bat for DePaul. And a dangerous chance to start off the second for the Blue Demons. Musketeers trying to clear it here with Samantha Dewey. And Matt, you mentioned the energy level. Of course, you want to give all you can, but awaiting the winner of this, the first place Georgetown Hoyas.
Which the Xavier team played to a draw, the first result that Xavier's had against the top 5 team in the program history.
Ball forward and redirected nicely there by Sydney Parker. Good communication with Erickson, and you see that ball hang up in the air on the clearance attempt. This is Samantha Dewey, stalking. Outside for Carrie Lewis, good flick towards the box. They were looking for Brooke Sroka, and that one swept away by Adrian Walker. Well, we heard from Xavier soccer alumnus Maddie Tierney, her sister Mary, playing for DePaul, and she suggested these both teams keep the ball low. And this wind now picking up, blowing from near side to far side as you watch on the Big East Digital Network. And this will play a significant factor as we move forward. I just hope the rain stays away. Good ball forward here for Sydney Shembry. Shembry trying to find Soroka and Parker there one more time. Make it Walker, excuse me, for DePaul. Molly McLaughlin in space. Samantha Dewey trying to create. Dewey sends it on, and that one flies wide. So Samantha Dewey put a little scare into the DePaul Blue Demons.
So nifty with the ball at her feet. We've seen it time and again this season and today in the first half, extending plays with her feet. And here she is, Mike. She doesn't need a lot of space to create. She just does it on her own. And quite honestly, has given every team in this league fits this year 22 points for the redshirt junior.
Good ball forward. Here's Haley Jakovic. Into space, Molly McLaughlin. Controlled nicely there by Morgan Turner. Good ball forward, and Cerny on a hunt. He'll stay with the ball. We saw Madeline Frick right off the first kick, and another one for Frick. That ball's touched out by Tony Bizzarro, just barely.
Oh my goodness.
Second quality chance for Frick, and that one leaks wide, and Bizzarro going to have to make another play off the head chip. Tony Bizzarro hopefully didn't get her fingernails cut because she needed everything she had on the length to just flick that away.
That was incredible.
Dangerous
and you know
opportunity.
What? If the wind isn't blowing against that ball, it probably trickles in.
It's a great point, Matt. You see the debris now picking up here.
Speaking
on the
of
pitch.
debris, we've got our monitor has become debris a couple of times this
We
afternoon.
might be able to windsurf with that monitor here by the end of this match. So the ball blowing towards the DePaul goal. And you see the flags, and maybe that activity really not doing the gust justice.
No, it is heavy down here.
So Erickson sends it out, and DePaul continues the early pressure here in the second. After it on the far side, Morgan Turner. Another touch up near mid. Adrian Walker on the spot for DePaul, and she'll keep it alive. Restart here for the Blue Demons. Quarterfinal action here from Cincinnati, the Xavier Soccer Complex. Musketeers playing host to their first ever Big East tournament game. Made the field last year and lost 3-0 to Marquette on the road. That ball played forward, and misconnection there for Brooke Sroka. Get a look at the bracket here so far. This is our second semifinal here today.
Big upset, Providence over St. John's, who has been a great team, not only in this league over the years, but this year they've gotten some good wins. They beat a very good Butler team who got a first-round bye. But that just goes to show you, Mike, anything can happen in the tournament and really with soccer in general. It's a funny sport that way, and it's always fun to cover tournament action.
Musketeers will have a corner here. This is Carrie Lewis to take it.
Well, this is a chance. And how good has Xavier been this year on set pieces?
Here it comes. Ball in the air. Djokovic got the first touch, sends it back out, and Lewis going to be able to control. Lofts one in, and a great play by Erickson in the air. That denied a chance for Brooks Roca.
So physical. And that, Mike, is where her international experience comes in. Look, she's only a freshman, but she's already played with a U20 Canadian national team, playing above her years, and we're seeing it today in the Big East tournament.
3 training camps with the U20 squad, a silver medal with the Canadian U17 team.
And on top of it, she played with the Swedish U17 team. She's got international experience with multiple countries.
Carrie Lewis trying to work forward for the Musketeers and finding difficult sledding. Ball played in. The Musketeers vacated that attack. Excellent work there by Frick defensively for DePaul. Ball played on. Brooks Stroka tracks it for the Musketeers. Sydney Parker there for DePaul. Stroka trying to work a corner opportunity. It'll stay with DePaul. Great work there by Parker. One shot apiece for both sides here early in the second. Ball flicked out. Here comes Andy Kennard for Xavier. Kennard missed the last 2 matches of the regular season with a lower body injury, and now back on. Some great speed on the wings for Xavier. McLaughlin get a touch over for Kennard.
Good idea, just a bit too long, and that, I think, is part of the win too, Mike, pushing that ball a bit out of the reach on a good run down the near side.
That's still a lot of time to go, but can you imagine with this wind if we get to PKs?
No, I can't.
What could happen?
I'll tell you what, they're hoping that they're going to be playing at the far end then if we find ourselves in a PK situation, which, given the history of these two teams, is not out of the realm of possibility.
Good ball in, and Grace Barr there to meet it for the Musketeers, trying to send Sydney Shembry forward and Erickson out. Wind now picking up, and it's blowing from left to right on your soccer monitor. Clouds begin to darken. Kind of a good Big East feel to it right now.
Yeah, it
here
does.
at the Xavier Soccer Complex.
Physical, played in tight spaces. That's what this league has become known for over the years. With strong, tactical players up top. We've seen that from Cerny and certainly from Dewey already today.
Ball ricochets off Samantha Dewey. Rachel Dewey after it for the Musketeers. Good ball forward as DePaul trying to set up Cerny at the top. Samantha Dewey, what a turn there on Pirelli, and Dewey in space. Dewey steers it around Walker. Great mark there by Adrian Walker.
And again, Mike, she just needed a little bit more. She needed a little bit more support coming up. More runs toward goal.
Ball kept in there by Morgan Turner. Cerny will drift forward as Tony Bizzarro tries to clear. Bizzarro will take her time as the Musketeers will organize middle. One bounce to the middle third. First touch there for the Blue Demons. McLaughlin forward. Flicked in. Barr sends it away. Walker there to meet it. Rachel Dewey scrambles. Carried in here by Parker. Ball to the top for Cerny, who got a boot on it, but not much. And Bizzarro an easy cleanup.
I think that is a result of just how tightly she was played in the first half. She had a little bit more space to hold and perhaps dribble deeper into the 18, but with the way she's been marked this afternoon, she hasn't had that kind of space.
One bounce ball forward. Shembry. Sroka with the header. Dewey now with a chance. Pirelli the mark. Dewey with a great turn. Good feed and ball on, and that one drifts wide. Brooks Sroka on the far side, and more magic from the foot of the midfielder of the year in the Big East, Samantha Dewey.
Magic is right. I mean, how she got out of that trap at the edge of the box and somehow slipped it to the wing is just mind-boggling. Look at this. Just incredible. Whoop! Out wide. And again, Xavier so close to finding back in net.
That was a very good quality chance. It slid wide by Brooks Sroka. So Cerny knocked to the pitch as DePaul crosses midfield. Good ball in. Musketeers there with Kerry Lewis. Collision there at mid. And Sroka makes some contact with Pirelli. Sroka went up. Both players tried to hit it, and I think Sroka made some significant contact there with the forehead of Pirelli.
Well, there's been some big collisions in this match, and DePaul comes in known as a very physical team. There were some NFL Sunday type hits last weekend when they were playing Villanova. I mean, it was buckle up, tie on your cleats tight, and get ready to rock and roll.
Soroka popped right up after this collision and get a look at it. Just two players fighting for the same spot on the pitch. And Pirelli got the worst of it.
Yeah, nothing malicious in that. Just a 50-50 ball in a competitive atmosphere. Tied 0-0. And it's winning those 50-50 balls that's going to separate these teams.
Good sign there is Pirelli able to come off under her own power. But St. John's now with a key defender on the sideline. Musketeers are forward now with Sydney Shembry, Samantha Dewey, and Brooks Sroka. So Russo comes on for DePaul. Ball going to be played across here, and DePaul will have the courtesy check to the backfield. Forward pressure here. Bizarro tries to clear it. Ball kept in there by Saipi.
Erickson Russo.
Great turn there by Molly McLaughlin, the freshman for the Musketeers. Lewis trying to send Sroka forward. Good angle again, back by Walker, and Sydney Shembry trailing that play. Forces Erickson off the line.
A smart play by Erickson, leaving nothing to chance. And another veteran moment by the freshman.
9 shots for the Musketeers, 8 for DePaul, 4 on frame for the Blue Demons, 3 for Xavier. Good flick to the side. It's Morgan Turner trying to move forward. Andy Kennard, the Musketeer veteran defender. Kennedy Carlson coming on for the Musketeers, and Elizabeth Pirelli able to return. Great sign for the Blue Demons. Salute her toughness. So Andy Kennard to play it in. Dewey holds, sends it back for Kennard. Long ball in. Pirelli controls off the deflection there by Parker. DePaul trying to form as they send it wide. Good touch up there by the Musketeers.
If you're DePaul, where's it going to come from? Cerny's had chances, but they haven't been deep in enemy territory. She hasn't gotten behind the line today, which is something that she's known for in this league. Now a senior, so many goals scored in her career, 25, but just hasn't been given an opportunity to get in behind the line. And so who's it going to be to give her support up top? Morgan Turner's been quiet, and you really have to tip your hat to Xavier's back line.
Turn here in space, Ellie Mink. Swings it off, good chance here, Cerny's in. Cerny's changed of direction, Cerny sends it on, it's off the left post. Rebound out in front, gonna be sent back on, and that one steered wide. So DePaul with the second chance from Madeline Frick sent wide, but what a dangerous chance there for Cerny.
Unbelievable. The second time a ball has hit the post this afternoon. Cerny getting just one step ahead, somehow curling it in. What a shot, and inches away from giving this DePaul team a 1-0 lead.
What a change of direction there.
Xavier escapes another dangerous chance.
Well, we've seen it on both sides. Saw Samantha Dewey with a great change of direction with a chance, and Cerny connects with the woodwork. Claire Fisher going to set back on for the Musketeers. Cindy Shembry comes off. Fisher played 13 minutes in the first 45. Cerny's in space, marked there by Rachel Dewey. Fisher with some help. Ball to the middle, and McLaughlin with some momentum. Here we go again, Samantha Dewey. Dewey turns it back. Musketeers will have a chance to fill in. Grace Barr going to charge forward. Barr with a heavy leg, and Barr cut off on the far side. Great job there by Batliner. Fisher picks it up. Strong mark by Frick. Fisher works it around, and Batliner up again. So the veteran defenders for DePaul come to the fore. In space, Musketeers control. Klimkowski forward, flick forward for Kennedy Carlson, who is whistled offside. Possession swings back to the Blue Demons.
15 minutes down in the second half. Something that DePaul really struggled with was possessing for long periods of time, giving themselves enough time to organize. We've seen a switch, and I think that's the big adjustment they've made in the second half, is being just a bit more patient with the ball in possession. That's why we've seen a couple of shots off the post already in these first 15 minutes.
Ball forward there, steered away by Barr on the far side. And a throw in here for DePaul and another attacking chance. That was Rachel Dewey in space, and Dewey earns the call. So a turn there, and that was Jade Erickson-Russo. Matt, so you asked who might be the hero today, and Erickson-Russo with 2 straight games with a goal. A contender there.
Her only 2 goals of the year. They've come in 2 of the biggest games of the year. She's a gamer.
McLaughlin with a touch. We had contact behind the play. As Batliner and Dewey got tangled up, the whistle will go against Dewey and the Musketeers. And DePaul will have a chance to send it back into the attacking half.
A lot of soccer left to play. Will it be a key substitution? Will it be a late goal on a set piece?
Take a look there at this series, 4-1-1. The Musketeers' only victory was this year, 3-2 in overtime, and a handball called late. Samantha Dewey from the penalty kick spot was able to put it away. Xavier led 2-0. DePaul came back, scored 2 within 4 minutes. And they went to double overtime.
Shows you the firepower that DePaul has up top.
As you just mentioned, Matt, it can change at any moment. Samantha Dewey trying to change it. And another excellent mark there by Adrian Walker. Mary Tierney coming on for DePaul. Musketeers send Grace Brower on.
And her first time on the pitch this afternoon. Fresh legs for both sides. Brower especially.
Brower has 1 assist, no goals so far this season. Does have 17 shots and 7 on frame.
She's making a run up the middle.
Good ball centered across. Erickson going to make a play, but the Musketeers hovering.
Good thought.
It's Kennedy Carlson on the service.
Well, Erickson's had a busy day back there. And it's come in flurries. Right now the flurry has been mainly from the Blue Demons. But Xavier certainly, and especially in the opening minutes of the second half, peppered the area.
Rachel Dewey has it turned on the far side by Batliner. Touch back to mid. Sent back forward by Djakovic. Batliner will track it one more time for the Blue Demons. Nate Lee, the Musketeer head coach, screaming for forward pressure. Carlson. Dewey again.
And you see why. Because with Dewey and her back to the goal, has no support, has no one to facilitate to.
Brower after it. Excellent turn out of space.
The beautiful thing about having a player like Dewey is that she allows you time to get organized when maybe you aren't already.
Here's Dewey off the service. Dewey works her way in. Dewey puts it on, and a goal for the Musketeers! The midfielder of the year dances in, knocks it in just outside the 6, and Xavier breaks the ice here in the quarters.
No need for support on that one. Just a magic touch from Samantha Dewey, the midfielder of the year. Now with 9 goals this season, Mike. She is spectacular. Look at how she holds it. Good ball in, she slips through. Now it becomes a battle of patience and skill, and Dewey's going to win that every time, 1v1.
The change of direction, quite impressive there for Samantha Dewey. Worked her way in, changed direction 3 times, and a left footer finally beats Erickson. So Xavier with a 1-goal lead, 26:41 remaining. And DePaul trying to answer quickly once again. Remember, they scored twice within 4 minutes in the first matchup.
Just an incredible knack for knowing when to pull the trigger.
Here is Erickson Russo in. Ball going to stay with DePaul. And the energy on the Musketeer bench picks up. Corner opportunity. DePaul comes right back. And now a chance out of a set piece. Blue Demons looking for the immediate answer. Ball sent across. Bizzarro punches out in the air. Ball to space. Going to be sent on there by Pirelli. McLaughlin gets a flick on it. Still alive in the 18. Xavier trying to knock it down and couldn't get a strike. DePaul calling for the handball. Blue Demons clapping. This could be an opportunity.
Yeah, it's out for a
Gonna
corner.
be a corner. So a second straight corner as DePaul immediately applying pressure, trying to answer the Musketeer goal by Sam Dewey. Ball ripped across in the air. Adrian Walker couldn't get contact on it, and the Musketeers will weather the storm. Courtney Langford back on for the Musketeers. Claire Fisher going to come off. A match you have to be impressed with the energy DePaul just displayed there in that last segment. The forced 2 quick corners after the strike.
Always a team good with response. We saw that the last time these teams played. Xavier was up 2-0, and DePaul forced overtime.
Avery Hay in space, pressured there by Kennedy Carlson. Dewey forward again. Good work by Parker to steer it around Dewey. Blue Demons not out of trouble. Here comes Kennedy Carlson. Dewey is center. Ball deflected away. That was Parker with the touch. Desperately trying to work out of the attacking half, Mary Tierney.
Referee Mike DeFelice has certainly let them play this afternoon.
Erickson Russo gets the possession here at mid.
I think it's important, too, to note, I think it's been a well-officiated match. I think he has not been quick to go to the whistle, and in a match with this much importance, I like that out of an official.
And, Matt, it's the Big East.
Yes.
There's no soft play in the Big East.
No, sir.
Fouls are 7-4. DePaul with the 7, Musketeers with the 4. Shots still even at 10 all.
Xavier in no rush. Still a lot of soccer to play.
Langford neutralized here right at mid. Matt Schumacher almost a chance to make a play. Show those quality hands. Restart here for Emily Burton. Musketeers had brought Dewey off along with Kennedy Carlson, so neatly maybe arresting the legs for the stretch run. 23 minutes remaining.
Don't sleep on this Blue Demon team, lest we forget. They've had 2 balls go off the post and 1 straddle the line already in this half.
DePaul had a great chance just off the opening kickoff here in the second 45 with Madeline Frick. And then Frick had a couple of headers that were directed on. A little anxious chance there in space. Erickson able to negotiate. And she'll have a chance to clear. Ball sent long, Cerny with a touch. She'll press the issue. Ball spun right back to her. And Klimkowski over to neutralize there for the Musketeers. Sroka after the long ball. Good angle over there by Sydney Parker and another collision.
And play on, says DeFelice.
Great play by Parker. Ball collected in the middle third there by Rachel Dewey. Bar gonna reset.
And Erin Chastain pleading with her team to press.
Sroka wide for Langford. Ball sent in, immediately sent back out by Sydney Parker. Restart here for Emily Burton and the Musketeers. Ball flicked out. Excellent challenge there by Avery Hay. Xavier will try it again. Restart for Burton. Avery Hay again there to neutralize, this time with the left foot.
I wonder how much fatigue is setting in for this DePaul team. They've had to battle for this spot through the Big East season. They've gone to 6 overtimes. They don't have a deep rotation, typically playing 14 players. Haven't made a sub in a while, Mike, and you just wonder how much is the freshness of this Xavier team taking a toll on the back line of DePaul.
Touch there at mid for Klimkowski. Blue Demons trying to grind it out. Another nice mark in space by Adrian Walker. Musketeers force the issue again. And Walker over to win a possession. How about this defense from the Blue Demons? Erickson sends one middle third. Bar up to meet it. Ball across far side, batliner there. Gonna award it to the Musketeers. Well, Rachel Butler has been forcing the issue on the far side for Xavier. Earned a possession there. And Mike DeFelice, again, having to ease some tensions. Touched out. Musketeers press on. Touch for Sroka. Ball steered middle. Almost a chance there for Langford. Swung out nicely there by Ellie Mink. Now contact at mid is Rachel Dewey.
And here comes the card.
Pursuing back with Franny Cerny. And Cerny will get the booking. Second yellow card of the day. Both of them against the Blue Demons. First one went against Madeline Frick. Clock did stop there with 19:16 remaining.
Now, Cerny really no play on the ball there. Just an easy call for Mike DeFelice.
A little too much wing in the chicken wing.
Yes.
Bar sends it on. Good ball played out. Xavier going to keep it alive. Djokovic forward there for Rachel Butler.
And what's gotten lost here over these last 10 minutes after that quick flurry in response after the Xavier goal? What's been lost on the DePaul side has been the pressure, has been the coming forward, has been holding the line high, and that's what the coaches are calling for right now on the sideline, because what allowed DePaul to get those opportunities on net was possessing with purpose in the offensive third.
Batliner in space, looking for some help. They have Ellie Mink forward. Mink tangled there with Rachel Dewey.
And she's got to get support. She's got to get support from the midfield.
Rachel Dewey, fantastic freshman season for the Musketeers. Logged some significant minutes. Started and played a majority of the minutes in the matches so far. Ball sent into the 18. DePaul looking for the equalizer. Out front, Erickson Russo. Marked there by Langford. Langford able to turn, and the Musketeers will try to carry out. Grace Brower in space, got it forward. Ball sent right back in by Batliner. It's met there by Djakovic. Avery Hay keeps it alive for DePaul. Batliner again will serve it forward. Musketeers there again with Grace Barr.
A tough thing for DePaul is they are going against the wind and trailing. And right now the wind's not as bad as it has been, but it's certainly still a factor.
We can still feel it significantly. It's playing again from left to right as you watch our Big East Digital Network presentation. Mike Schmaltz and Matt Schumacher with you here for the quarterfinals. Winner will play in the semis at Shaw Field against the regular season champion and number 1 seeded Georgetown Hoyas.
Already saw one upset today. Providence taking down St. John's.
Ball forward after it for the Musketeers is Rachel Butler, but Erickson gets there first.
And I'm not sure you could call this Xavier win if they're to get one an upset, Mike, but certainly it would be huge for the program. They've never won a Big East tournament match.
Some significant steps forward for the program. Is Frick going to come back on now for the Blue Demons? Musketeers will bring Carrie Lewis and now Sydney Chembrion for Rachel Butler.
And this is the first substitution we've seen from DePaul for the last 20 minutes. So what can Madeline Frick produce, the senior out of St. Paul, Minnesota? She does have 4 goals this year.
DePaul goes to Cerny. Cleared out by Barr. No chance for the Musketeers forward, at least at the moment. Erickson sends it back in. Barr there again. Musketeers, of course, would love the insurance, but right now, happy to grind clock.
And you can hear Aaron Chastain saying, push higher, push higher.
Turn for Cerny. This time able to poke it around Barr. Good challenge by Barr, no whistle, and it'll stay actually with DePaul.
Given the advantage momentarily, and Cerny wins another free kick. Well, this time actually a throw, and I thought perhaps he would give her a free kick.
Cerny back. Good ball sent on. That's Frick. Chipped away and a goal for DePaul. Great play on the far post. Reaching out Avery Hay to knock it home, and we're even at 1.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Avery
Matt,
Hay.
you mentioned it could change at any moment. Avery Hay used all the left leg and knocked it in far side against the Musketeers. We're back to level.
Using the backside of her leg, flicking it on with the outer part of her foot. First of all, the ball in from Erickson Russo, and then look at the flick. Far post, no chance. Bizarro's going to get that one. Just a tremendous goal, her first of the year.
Avery Hay comes up with the big assist for DePaul, and again, what a masterful service there from Avery. Make it Russo, Erickson.
And man, how big has Erickson Russo been? Back-to-back games with goals, and now assists on the game-tying goal in an elimination game with time winding down.
It's Erickson Russo's second assist of the season, and what a big one. So all level now. 14:51 remaining. Batliner, almost a chance forward there for Sroka. Musketeer fans on the hill wanted the whistle. So Samantha Dewey put the Musketeers on the board in the 74th, and in the 75th, it's an answer by Avery Hay and a beautiful service from Erickson Russo. Musketeers threaten again. Good long ball, and Erickson has to make a play at the far post. Big strike there for Brower. Musketeers will keep it in the attacking third. Xavier perhaps trying to use the wind to that advantage. What a boot. See again, created space, waited on it, and a big strike.
How about the athleticism from these keepers today too, Mike?
Shembry flicks it in the air. Chance here for Carrie Lewis and the Musketeers. Solid mark there by the Blue Demons, but a corner throw for the Musketeers. Samantha Dewey coming back on now, Matt, with 13 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. So Nate Lee identifying the opportunity here late. She's going to come on for Sydney Shembry.
Well, we've already seen some magic today from the midfielder of the year, Dewey, doing it with her feet. Can she find a way to get another?
Good ball in, and they tried Dewey right away. Ball flicked away. Emily Burton. Great defensive play there by Avery Hay, the goal scorer for the Blue Demons. Ball into the corner. Madeline Frick after it for the Blue Demons. Stays with the Musketeers, and another throw-in. In space for Dewey, trying to create once again. Look at the technical ability. Dewey beats a double team. Then the ball flicked away late. Dewey down behind the play. There was contact there with Sydney Parker. Samantha Dewey not moving for the Musketeers.
Looked like she grabbed her hamstring.
So Xavier's leading scorer and goal scorer today down on the pitch. And the Xavier training staff will rush to her attention. 12:16 to go. Let's get a look at the play.
Never gives up on the ball. Reaching out, maybe it's a knee.
Well, the trailing foot caught the turf, Matt.
They have her over on her back now, and well, Dewey's dealt with injury in years past, Mike, as you well know. You just hope it's nothing too serious.
See the kit over the face and some definite anguish on the face of Samantha Dewey. So the midfielder of the year in some medical distress here.
What you hope is that it's just a bruise, just a hard whack of the knee, and that she can play through, or at the very least continue should Xavier's season continue.
We saw the large step forward, and it looked as if that trailing foot, the right foot, got stuck in the turf. And who knows what could go on.
I mean, look at this. 3 defenders coming to the ball. She's like a magnet and still fighting through.
There it is. Oh, it's a turn in the ankle, it looks like.
Left her knee vulnerable. And at least she's coming off under her own power.
So that'll be the right foot for Samantha Dewey. And you saw that snapping motion there at the end as she tried to work through traffic. So the Musketeers now will play forward with Grace Brower, Brooke Sroka, and right now it's Andy Kennard, who spent most of her time defensively for the Musketeers. So Nate Lee here trying to organize his substitution. Over here with our alternate official, Michael Lundquist. Conference continues there on the sideline. 12:16 remaining. Musketeer goal today by Samantha Dewey in the 64th minute, answered on a beautiful service in by Jade Erickson Russo to Avery Hay on the far post in the 75th. And Samantha Dewey going to try to make a run of it here.
She won't be able to come back on just yet.
So Dewey, the redshirt junior, able to rebound from that quirky stab to the turf.
Well, she's a warrior. And to be quite frank, they need her. She's a game changer. She gave them the first goal of the match. And if Xavier's to pull through for a second time this year against DePaul, Dewey's services will be needed down the stretch.
Here's Jade Erickson Russo, cut off there by Burton, ball forward. Met by Avery Hay. Burton will reset. Ball in for Dewey. Erickson Russo communicates well there with Cerny. Ball pushed forward there by Ellie Mink. Good flick over. Frick for Cerny, trying to center, and McLaughlin there to cut it off.
And a really good stop by McLaughlin.
McLaughlin going to have to work again with Tony Bizarro going to send it back. Bizarro puts a big foot in it. Good touch at mid there by Brooks Sroka. Batliner tracks it on the far side for DePaul. Good turn forward. Going to be met there by Klimkowski. Ball back for Tony Bizarro, and a dicey moment there for the Musketeers. It's Jade Erickson Russo again pushing the issue for DePaul. Burton flicks away, but DePaul has it. Avery Hay tried to get it there for Erickson Russo and denied immediately there by the Musketeers, Klimkowski. Hay will push forward again. Djokovic there. Good play forward by Ellie Mink. Mink picks up the mark there from Carrie Lewis. Lewis got some help back from Djokovic. Now Pirelli in space. And that ball cut off in space. It's the Musketeers' Grace Brower.
It's out for a corner.
So a big opportunity now for DePaul. 80th minute here in Cincinnati, all even at 1. Madeline Frick will take the corner. Ball sent short, knocked away by Carrie Lewis. And Samantha Dewey out to meet it. Louis pushes forward. Going to be collected by Parker. Now up for Hay. Pirelli. Looking for Erickson Russo. McLaughlin working in traffic. Ball turned. Frick presses the issue. Depossessed by Carrie Lewis. Back for Haley Djokovic. And up to make a storming play in Jade Erickson Russo. Andy Kennard on for the Musketeers. Carrie Lewis out. Courtney Langford on. Brooks Sroka off for the Musketeers. Nate Lee continues to work the depth. Djokovic, good ball to mid. That's going to be won there momentarily by Hay. Trying to get a read on the dexterity there of Samantha Dewey. Certainly had a chance to try to charge out of the back there and chose to play it forward. Dewey going to leave it back for Emily Burton on a throw-in. Hay wins it in the air. Frick after it. Musketeers work with Emily Burton. Burton back, Djokovic forward. Kennard after it for the Musketeers, and Erickson going to come up and make a play. Excellent work there again by Parker. Got some help on the backside from Adrian Walker. Klimkowski forward.
Beautiful flick upfield by Samantha Dewey.
That's for Kennard. And once again, Parker. So we make that Walker over to make the play. Ball in space. Hay trying to plow it out. Cerny trying to create here in traffic. Filling in. Erickson Russo, and she cuts off Barr. Barr able to reverse and finds Rachel Dewey. Left footer forward.
And now Xavier is organizing.
Langford, Samantha Dewey. Dewey gives it up. Ball knocked away there by Walker. Dewey now going back to work. Dewey sent to the pitch again. Good low challenge there by Parker.
And you can hear Nate Lee saying, hit it, hit it, hit it. He wanted her to let go a bit quicker than she did.
Here comes Cerny pressing forward. Grace Barr on the mark, and a beautiful challenge there by Barr to cut off the run.
Just a veteran tackle there, because if you go in too hard without proper accuracy, you're giving up a card and you're giving up a free kick.
Kept it forward. Got to stay in front. 11 shots apiece, 1-1.
Does DePaul have some magic here, Mike?
McLaughlin sends it out. DePaul continues to press the issue. Avery Hay with the goal in the 75th minute. Frick flicks forward. Erickson Russo was tracking. Ball to mid. Parker keeps it on. Collected by Walker.
The wind really picking up right now, which is going to make it hard for DePaul on anything long.
Cerny with a mark from Barr. Good ball short. Little trouble in front. McLaughlin able to sweep it away. Xavier not out of the woods as Batliner resets. Cerny going to work. Trying to steer it around. Barr. Corner. Great work by Franny Cerny on the goal line to earn the corner, and Frick over to take it, this time from the far side.
All right, reset for a deep breath here.
So they serve the last one to the near post. See what they do here. And again, that wind blowing from left to right, so away from the Xavier goal. Ball played out in front. Good look there, and that ball popped over the crossbar by Adrian Walker.
Just inches away from getting the right angle on that. How many times have we seen that from both sides?
Great rise out of the crowd by Adrian Walker. Just couldn't direct it down. Adrian Walker's had a great defensive day and almost put DePaul home. Look at the charge in.
And not really marked either.
Timed it very well. Erickson Russo in traffic, works out. Ball played in. And that'll trickle across the far touch. Erickson Russo will press forward along with Batliner. Batliner gained the contact. Possession for the Musketeers.
Final 5 minutes, Mike. Who's going to put that last bit of effort into making the run, into making the pass, into getting the 50-50 ball in position?
Walker there to deny. Parker sends it across. Musketeers will press the issue here with Dewey. Ball sent forward. Langford keeps it alive for Xavier, and it's going DePaul's direction.
Both teams are tired. Both teams are tired. But who can dig down just a bit deeper?
Chance for the Big East semis and a matchup with the top-seeded Georgetown Hoyas await the winner. Good ball in for Samantha Dewey, and once again Walker on the far side. Dewey trying to work through traffic. Dewey sent to the pitch. We had a play on, and the Musketeers don't get the whistle.
And
They'll
Dewey
stop
will
the
be
clock.
booked.
So Dewey gets the yellow.
Mike
First
DeFelice didn't like the antics.
There's always that one word you can't say, and maybe Samantha Dewey said it.
I'm not sure there was enough there because she was in the area, Mike. If you call something, she goes to the PK stripe.
Tough position here. Quarterfinal matchup,
Yeah.
all even match. It's got to be obvious to call.
You know, Dewey's just so tough to corral. And she's going at it with Adrian Walker. And here she is. She gets rid of the
That's
ball
what it
because she
was.
doesn't like the call. And Mike DeFelice not having any of that.
Good play there by Walker, and that's where the card came in. Good ball out for Langford. Parker depossesses Dewey. Good flick over Hay to Pirelli. Forward here for Erickson Russo. Ball flicked out. But now a chance for DePaul in the attacking third. Quick restart. Hay flicks in for Frick. Frick sends it on. Almost a chance for Cerny with a header right at the PK spot. She couldn't make a connection.
A little too much heat behind that one from Frick, but right idea. Pressured. Able to slip one through.
87th minute here in Cincinnati. And you see the leaves littering the field in the corner, product of these wind gusts we've had today. 25 miles an hour. We've cooled off significantly from our 60-degree temperature at first touch. Brower trying to move forward for the Musketeers, earns a possession in the attacking half. Claire Fisher going to stream in here for the Musketeers as Brower comes off, and Emily Burton will reset.
And her job coming on in the final 3 minutes is to make something happen. Simply put, Watch a run from Fisher.
Who can find the energy? Perhaps break this tie. Erickson Russo runs in to an airborne. Allison Klimkowski. And a restart here for DePaul. 89th minute. Avery Hay puts it to the top of the 18. Ball won in the air momentarily by the Musketeers. Good play out. That's Saipe. Batliner. Back for Saipe, trying to turn on Langford. Got some great help from Rachel Dewey in the corner. The ball going to trickle over the end line. I believe we're going to get a corner here for DePaul, and we will. Frick over to take it. Could that be the break that the Blue Demons needed? 89th minute. Big time chance here for the Blue Demons. It'll come off the foot of Frick. Sends it low in the box, knocked away by McLaughlin. Sent back in by Pirelli. Musketeers were there with Dewey. Dewey able to neutralize. Ball spins back to her foot. Picked up again by Frick. Can she cross? Frick sends it low. Knocked out of there by Barr. Collected by Batliner. Ball in space. There's Pirelli. Sent wide again for Frick. Dewey on the mark. Ball in the middle for Barr. What a pickup. And Barr sends it out. Adrian Walker collects. DePaul sends it back in with Batliner. Good service, top of the box. Erickson Russo stays after it. Ball in front, sent on. Bizarro steers it wide. Avery Hay again with a chance.
And they've got to scramble here. 10 seconds to get a corner.
Corner here. 6 seconds as the ball sent away. Ball to the far post. One in the air by Samantha Dewey, and will go to overtime for the second straight matchup between the Blue Demons and the Musketeers. Tenuous late moments there as Tony Bizarro comes up with a huge save. Avery Hay trying to end it and was denied at the post. We'll take a break. Be back with more here as we go to our first overtime in the Big East Quarters on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul
We'll see it again on the
University.
replay.
Here, we do.
Mike Schmaltz and Matt Schumacher back with you at the Big East Women's Quarterfinals here in Cincinnati, 1-1 as we go to our first overtime between the Blue Demons and the Musketeers. Get a look at the bracket so far. Providence advancing past St. John's in our first quarterfinal this afternoon, and the winner of this match awaits the Georgetown Hoyas.
Well, Mike, certainly Georgetown very familiar with getting that first round bye, as is Butler. Those two sides made it all the way to the championship game last year. You look at the awards that Georgetown has hauled in. Coaching staff of the year, Dave Nolan doing a fantastic job again. But it also comes down to the players. Offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, keeper of the year. The only award they didn't get was Freshman of the Year and Midfielder of the Year, which Sam Dewey has for Xavier. So this is a very good Georgetown team. There's a reason they're ranked top 5 in the country.
First time Georgetown made it through the Big East season undefeated.
Which is just a true testament to how good this conference is.
You see the wind blowing here as we're ready for our first overtime. And let's see how we got here this afternoon with some highlights. A couple of goals here in the second. Samantha Dewey with some excellent technical ability in the 64th minute. Able to put it in.
9th goal of the year. Just has a knack for goal, Mike. Knows how to position herself and, more importantly, has the patience and the wherewithal to know when to pull the trigger.
Looks at all through traffic. She just moved up a little bit later in the half and was able to return to the fray. And DePaul with an excellent answer here in the 75th minute from Avery. Hey, what an outreach at the far post.
And you just can't say enough about the service into the box from Erickson Russo, who's been an X factor for this DePaul team the last 2 weeks of the year. 2 goals in the 2 games coming into this match and an assist on the game tire, sending us to overtime.
Incredible play there for Avery. Hey, on the answer. And that's what you want in championship play. Both teams fighting for the semifinals.
Well, it wouldn't be DePaul Xavier soccer if we weren't headed for extra time, would it? These teams now combined playing in their 13th overtime match of the year, and it comes in the first round of the tournament. Can't ask for much more, and a great crowd on hand still in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Wind blowing, gusts up to 25 miles an hour here today. You see Tony Bizzarro there for the Musketeers in net. Both of them have made some excellent plays here this afternoon. And on the other end, Molly Erickson, who has shown some acrobatics as well.
Diving plays, punching saves, coming off their lines, getting physical. Really good play by the keepers. Could easily be more than 1 goal aside right now if it weren't for the play of the 2 between the pipes this afternoon.
4 saves for both sides. 13 shots credited to the Blue Demons, 11 to the Musketeers. And we are underway in the first overtime. Golden Goal will win it. 10 minutes here. If we don't have a score, we'll go 10 more. And then, Matt, the dreaded penalty kicks should that end scoreless. Restart here for the Musketeers, and Xavier, should be noted, will be playing into the wind. DePaul with the wind, so long strikes could be affected by one of those 25-mile-an-hour gusts.
Again, we talked about it a lot throughout regulation, but DePaul, not a deep rotation on the bench of Aaron Chastain. How much do they have left in the tank through 90 minutes?
Good ball out here for DePaul in the middle third. Met by Grace Barr. Rachel Dewey corrals for the Musketeers. Dewey coming in. Batliner on the mark. Rachel Dewey trying to turn, gets it away. Ball in front, looking for her sister Samantha. Got positioned and then couldn't find room to turn.
Testy moments right there. And who is there? The freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio, Ellie Mink, who has made a couple of really significant yet subtle plays on the back line this afternoon.
Samantha Dewey stopped there by Pirelli. Ball sent back in nicely. In front, Carrie Lewis got a chip on it, and Erickson forced to make a play. And Carrie Lewis comes up a little ginger.
Xavier, the higher energy team in these first 2 minutes of this first overtime.
Now the wind picks up. As you see the leaves blowing across the pitch. Ball will hang in the air as Grace Barr punches it forward. Met there by Adrian Walker. Musketeers turn. Samantha Dewey sends it forward, and Batliner able to collect. It's Claire Fisher, Rachel Dewey, looking again for Samantha Dewey. This is Kennedy Carlson, excuse me. Ball flicked out. Erickson Russo back for Batliner. Good communication there as DePaul able to get it out of trouble. Ball sent in. Erickson Russo going to work, and what a mark on that far side by the freshman Haley Jakovic. Throw in here for Avery Hay, the goal scorer. We'll stop the clock, 7 minutes, 6 seconds.
Got to lace them up tight.
Get a footwear reset there. Djokovic has him relaced. Hey, with a restart, they go right to Cerny. Cerny looking for space. Klimkowski on the mark this time. Ball booted to the back fence.
A really good job by Franny Cerny. She was pinned up, but did a good job of positioning herself to win a corner kick. And now they've got the wind blowing towards the net, Mike. This could be dangerous for Xavier's back line.
Fifth corner for the Blue Demons. Ball sent to the far side and poked away wide. Ellie Mink was there. Couldn't direct it on frame. Mink pretty well unmarked on that far side as well.
Yeah, she was. She kind of slipped in behind. Everyone focused on the crowd of folks in the six.
So Bizarro sent it into a powerful wind. Ball hangs up. McLaughlin gets the first touch. Get back in there by Mink. Good ball forward, and Kennedy Carlson trying to operate in space.
How can she
Sydney
get support?
Parker on the mark. You hear the wind rushing through the Xavier Soccer Complex. Ball played forward by Pirelli. Musketeers keep it alive with Djokovic. Ball into the air, just hangs there into that wind. McLaughlin gets a toe on it.
And Samantha Dewey has really been hampered by that nick up she took in the box in the closing moments of the second half.
And normally, Matt, you'd see that burst of speed tracking that ball and did not have it there. So Dewey trying to pick her spots here. McLaughlin forward. Ball sent across in front. Carlson can't get a boot on it, and the ball swept out. Good work there again by Adrian Walker.
And Franny Cerny just staying with it.
Cerny forward now for Frick, met by Grace Barr. Barr with a good challenge, able to turn it back. Ball sent back forward, too strong there for Samantha Dewey, but flicked out, and the Musketeers will have a throw in. Xavier pours forward. Claire Fisher out in front with Kennedy Carlson. Now Rachel Dewey. Samantha Dewey tightly marked there by Frick and Batliner. Ball for Kennedy Carlson. Back for Rachel Dewey, trying to organize. Ball in on Erickson. Carrie Lewis tracks after it for the Musketeers. Good work there by Sydney Parker to shield the rush. Erickson sent to send it away. Flicked forward by Frick. Met by Walker. Burton after it. Ellie Mink there to challenge for DePaul. Softball sent in. Walker there turning away one more time. Brooke Sroka back on for the Musketeers. Sroka's logged 55 minutes so far, does have a shot. Kennedy Carlson gonna come off. .345 remaining here in our first overtime. Samantha Dewey in the 64th for the Musketeers. Avery Hay in the 75th for DePaul. Good ball back. Djokovic going to direct it over to Grace Barr. Back for Bizarro, who gets a running start at it. Good ball one in the air by Parker. In space forward, here comes Franny Cerny, cut off by Barr. Ball to the far side. Saipi. Saipi converged upon, and Musketeers going to win it. Haley Djokovic, great play for Xavier. 2:57 to go.
A lot of tired athletes on the field right now. You can just see it in the body language. And this has truly been a knockdown, drag-out battle.
Here comes Cerny. Ball taken away from behind by McLaughlin, then punched down. Sroka trying to collect for the Musketeers. I believe that was Klimkowski there with the first touch at the top of the box. Great header forward there by Walker. Sroka collects. Dewey gets in a collision there with Frick. They play on. Now a late whistle comes in.
I think it's the right call from Mike DeFelice.
Franny Cerny pleading for a little whistle and possession. 2 minutes remaining here. First overtime. Good ball forward and met again there. Walker to neutralize. Xavier had 3 in the 18. Kerry Lewis goes airborne to knock that one forward. It'll swing back to DePaul. Avery Hay with the throw in. Ball sent back. Klimkowski sent forward. Touch there in mid. That was Saipi. Franny Cerny in business. Has Frick wide right. Cerny gonna swing it left. Tony Bizzarro out to cut off Erickson Russo. So Cerny chose to swing it left for Erickson Russo. Frick maybe had a little more room wide right. Bizzarro forward. Musketeers looking for Claire Fisher. Pirelli in the air. Commits the foul. Musketeers will restart. 1 minute remaining.
They elect to hold and get numbers forward. I think that's smart. Haven't had many chances here in this first overtime. But all it takes is one, Mike.
Grace Barr hovers over it for the Musketeers. Xavier sets it to the right. Good left footer by Barr. Ball in the air, one. Nicely there by Ellie Mink. Sent out, Burton will track it near mid. Musketeers with 30 seconds. Can't connect with Lewis. Lewis sends it in. Dewey hovers. 18 seconds. Dewey sends it back. Here's McLaughlin. Ball redirected. Great play out the top of the box by Walker. It's going to be a corner kick, but 8 seconds for the Musketeers to organize.
I don't know if they have enough time. I don't think they do.
Kerry Lewis rushes over. Lewis gets it away. It's in play. Burton going to get a touch, and that'll expire time here in the first overtime. So we'll take 2 minutes. We'll take a break and be back with the second overtime here between the Blue Demons and the Musketeers in the Big East quarters on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions.
Here we go, baby.
By
PK,
taking charge
boys!
of your student debt.
PK!
At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars.
Ryan, are we definitely doing
Now
an interview?
you can pay off your
even
student
if we
loans
go to
faster
PKs?
and reach your goals sooner.
I don't think we do. We don't have a sideline order. We don't have to do anything. Me too.
See how much you can save in just 10 minutes at
Matt
SoFi.com/save.
Schumacher has stuff to do.
I can't wait to go to sleep.
He has stuff to do. Not particularly here.
Right. In my warm car.
Don't fall asleep in the car, man.
No, I won't. I got this coffee in me, Mike.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
Mike Schmaltz, Matt Schumacher back with you on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. We move to the second overtime for the second straight game between the DePaul Blue Demons and the Xavier Musketeers. The two teams fight for a semifinal berth in a meeting at Shaw Field with the top-seeded Georgetown Hoyas. Matt, it's been a fantastic afternoon here. Exactly what you expect from playoff soccer. DePaul with 8 corners to the Musketeers 3. It's 13 shots for DePaul, 6 on frame, 11 for the Musketeers, 5 on frame.
Woo! Catch your breath at home, folks. It's been 100 minutes of back and forth soccer, and first overtime, you could see tired legs playing in effect. Didn't quite see the pace that we saw through the 90 minutes of regulation.
Ball forward. Here come the Musketeers and Samantha Dewey. Swung wide. Brooks Stroka sends it across. Another touch by Walker up top for McLaughlin. First offering of the second overtime sent wide.
How much does the motivation of these two sides not to go to PKs, not to have their season decided by penalty kicks, how much does that motivation affect the energy level here in the second overtime?
We've mentioned it throughout. The Musketeers with the deeper roster. They played 20 so far this afternoon. So the fresher legs would go to Musketeers. Perhaps experience in PKs and confidence would rest with Molly Erickson with the international experience in frame for DePaul. Ball flick forward, Carrie Lewis. Sroka after it, and Erickson out to make a play. Got a little bit of help there from Parker. Dangerous chance, the second one for the Musketeers. $14 shots now for DePaul, 13 for the Musketeers, and Erickson will send it long. Met by Rachel Dewey. Hey, the goal scorer today for the Blue Demons. In space, Erickson Russo. She sends it forward, nobody home there for the Blue Demons. Cerny tracks the freshman Rachel Dewey. Ball forward for Molly McLaughlin. She'll steer it back. Grace Barr, the veteran. Over for the freshman Jakovic. Hay was after it. Couldn't make the connection. It's a foot race between Carrie Lewis and Parker. Sydney Parker with the excellent position. Gonna win possession. Great work there by Parker in the corner. Carrie Lewis trying to root it out for the Musketeers. Erickson sends it middle third. Good flick forward there by Ellie Mink. Jakovic pulls it out. Avery Hay with a restart here for DePaul, looking for Erickson. Got to get the whistle there. As Burton had the horse collar. So a restart here for DePaul. He puts a good right foot in it. Ball misses the connection with Erickson Russo, and the Musketeers will have a chance to clear.
Less possession right now in short, close spaces like we saw in the first 90 minutes. Saw a lot of connectivity through the midfield. Now we're seeing longer balls, and I think that's a result, Mike, of the fatigue that is set in here in the second overtime.
Sroka battles forward in mid, ball forward, and Cerny digs it out for DePaul. Swinging wide for Ellie Mink. Ball deflected off Carrie Lewis. In space for Langford, who sends it out. Parker meets it for DePaul. Challenge in mid. Lewis and Ellie Mink. And Lewis wins it for the Musketeers. Burton tried to keep it alive and couldn't. Possession to DePaul. Look at Jakovic out of the back. Sends it forward. Brooks Stroka after it. Parker there, able to deflect. Walker sends it out. Burton meets it. Good ball on the ground there by Saipi. Sent to the wide side. And possession to the Musketeers. Rachel Dewey will have the throw. Brooke Sroka in the corner, marked there by Batliner, who wins it. So whistle there after the second pass. And a restart for the Musketeers. Samantha Dewey in space. Always dangerous. Dewey able to turn and then denied. Batliner was there. Barst tries to send it across. Good work by Pirelli to get it out. Djokovic forward. Touch there for Samantha Dewey. In the air, Sroka can't win it. Walker was there for DePaul. Up top for Langford, gets a good left foot on it, denied, right post.
Wow.
Erickson into the air one more time, and a corner coming up for the Musketeers.
Molly Erickson, what a performance, and she continues to impress with the game on the line, Mike. Just incredible by the youth national team player out of Canada. A rocket shot. Dewey holding as she does so well. Left foot, you got to make that save, otherwise it's game over. And Erickson, a gamer, comes up big again.
Played out for Barr, serves it in. Chance in front, McLaughlin sent it over the crossbar. So a different tactic there by the Musketeers. Played it out for Grace Barr. It was an excellent service from distance.
4 minutes away from PKs.
Ball out for Erickson. Barr forward. Ball one in the air there by Batliner. On the ground, Saipi. Ball forward by Hay. Erickson Russo sets. Bizarro able to turn it out. In the air, one by Langford forward. Adrian Walker back. Erickson to mid. McLaughlin there. Turn for Frick. Good service forward.
And just
And there
nothing.
you see the fatigue, the heavy legs there for Russo.
Nothing in the tank left for Erickson Russo. She's played a lot of minutes tonight off the bench and has been huge. Like, she's been part of 3 scoring plays in each of the last 3 games, including this one. And all of them have been instrumental in getting DePaul to this part of the season.
Ball checked back by Hay and drilled out by Erickson. So fresh legs coming on now for the Musketeers. This time it's Grace Brower for Xavier. Sroka will come off. Throw in for the Musketeers, the veteran Andy Kennard. Ball played forward. Swept out of the back. Kept alive by Klimkowski. Now deflected forward, Brower. Parker cuts off Carrie Lewis. Lewis will stay after it, trying to make something happen inside the 18. Ball sent forward, knocked down by Parker. And now Walker comes over to clear it. So Xavier with the advantage here, minute 51 remaining.
And the word from the bench is focus from DePaul. They've come so far.
Here's Dewey. Can she create one more time? Ball sent in. Erickson going to track it as it lands on top of the goal. 90 seconds.
If DePaul does this right, they've got time enough for a chance or two. The question is, can they possess?
Klimkowski forward. Ball played forward for Lewis. Samantha Dewey can't find the angle. Parker over. Erickson sent to send it out. 58 seconds.
Almost seems like DePaul is content on the pitch to go to PKs. Can't imagine the amount of fatigue they're facing right now.
Ball played out. Burton won it for the Musketeers. Ball forward for Samantha Dewey. Big mark by Hay. Dewey hits the pitch.
Well, with the way that both keepers have played today, Mike, PK showdown would be the perfect finish to this.
Here comes Erickson. Ironically, Musketeers won the overtime matchup in Chicago on a PK. Here's Frick at mid. Late chance here. Does Russo have the legs? Ball sent in. Cerny trying to turn, and it's taken away by Klimkowski. Time will expire. We will go to penalty kicks here in the Big East corners.
Wow.
Hard-fought match between the Blue Demons and the Musketeers will come down to penalty kicks. Winner advances to face the top seed, the Georgetown Hoyas.
110 minutes, not enough. And lest we forget, DePaul scored with what? 16 minutes left in the second half. They had their backs against the wall. They've had their backs against the wall the whole season. Mike, going into that win against Villanova last weekend, they were 0-2-2, and they've been unbeaten since to get to this point, to get into the tournament. Not a very deep rotation like Xavier. As you look at Samantha Dewey, what does she have left?
We'll take a look at the goals here this afternoon. Samantha Dewey, just an absolute magician in traffic. Got it going and gave Xavier the lead in the 64th minute.
Just a beautiful run. Dewey, we can't say it enough. Just her knack for getting in positions to create for herself. And that was on display tonight, as it has all season long for a top 3 goal scorer in the league. She's got 9 now this year.
And then DePaul able to answer on a gorgeous service from the far side by Jade Erickson. Russo put a good left foot in it. Avery Hay able to finish it off. What an extension for her in the 75th.
That's an SC top 10 type of performance right there. Game tying. If it's not for this service in and this beautiful outstretched kick, the flick with the back heel, tied 1-1.
So 2 spectacular goals, and nobody able to find the golden goal in the first or second overtime, and we move on.
Every year I feel like we see, either on the men's side or the women's side or both, PKs is in the books. And we've got one tonight between Xavier and DePaul. And can we just talk for a second, Mike, about how Nate Lee has turned this program around? I mean, who would have thought a couple years ago when Xavier was 1-7 in league play that they'd be finding themselves going to PKs 2 years later to get their first program win in a Big East tournament match? Just incredible.
You go back to the first season for the Musketeers in conference, 2-7 in 2013, 2014, 0-8-1, 2015, 3-6, 1-8, as you mentioned, in 2016, and then last year the 4-3-2 mark. So Nate Lee really done a great job here with this Musketeer program, and now can they find a way with PKs to get past this tough DePaul team?
A lot of energy coming out of both huddles. And well, the crowd is stuck around too. And I think, honestly, there's more folks here in the stands now, 110 minutes after kickoff, than there was at the start of the match. They've braved the elements. We've gone from, 60 and sunny to 45 and windy, and the sun has set.
It's the power of the Big East Digital Network, Matt. People tuned in to playoff soccer
from their dorm rooms. And you said,
Double
you know what?
overtime.
We're going to come on over to the soccer complex.
Let's check it out. Root on the Musketeers here in their first quarterfinal match at home in the Big East.
Something important to note, and we thought this would be the case, Mike, but with where they're kicking, the wind will be at their back. Right now it's not terribly windy, but I wonder how that's going to affect how these PK takers approach the ball. Will they blast it as hard, knowing that they've got a tailwind and perhaps it could lift it over the bar if they give it a little too much?
Musketeers are going to make a change in goal and put Olivia Jenkins out. So Tony Bizzarro, who has started 18 matches this season for the Musketeers, 74 saves, gives way to Olivia Jenkins. Jenkins with the goals against at 150. Jenkins a much larger goaltender physically. And we'll see how this works out.
Yeah, Jenkins 6 foot. Bizzarro listed at 5'8". That might be even a little bit generous. So she's got more length to her. And in a 1v1 situation, you want to get as much length, as much reach as possible.
Franny Cerny leads it off for the Blue Demons. Cerny with a left-footed. Jenkins able to deny. How about Olivia Jenkins, playing in her third match of the season, comes up and destroys a shot there from Franny Cerny.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. She was skating on the line, and I think perhaps maybe got into the head of Cerny. Guess is right, and full extension makes the save.
So here comes Grace Barr, 3 goals on the campaign. And she's going to go against Molly Erickson. Erickson with the international experience, Canadian national teams, and the Swedish national team. And here's Barr. Barr puts it away! Musketeers take the 1-0 advantage in PKs.
Cheeky, veteran, calm, cool, and collected.
So Madeline Frick now steps up for the Blue Demons. Can Jenkins find a second answer? Frick sends it on and a score. We're even at 1. Good play there by Madeline Frick. Frick 4 goals on the campaign. And Xavier comes back with now the freshman Molly McLaughlin. McLaughlin, 2 goals for the season. Some interesting choices here by the Musketeers. McLaughlin sends it into the right corner. Musketeers a 2-1 advantage.
Confident strike by the underclassman. Goes far post, puts a lot behind it.
Michaela Horde now steps in for DePaul. Sends it on. Jenkins denies! Olivia Jenkins trying to send the Musketeers into the quarters.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She sits on the bench for 110 minutes and comes out flying across the mouth of net like Superman, making 2 incredible saves.
Jenkins played in a 5-0 decision against Southern Indiana back on September the 2nd. Her first start was against number 13 Tennessee in a 3-0 loss. And she's coming on here to try to close the door on the DePaul Blue Demons. Rachel Butler. Butler sends it in! DePaul in a hole now. 3-1 advantage for the Musketeers. And Jade Erickson-Russo now going to go to the spot for the Blue Demons.
And this is it right here. What is going through the mind of Jade Erickson-Russo, having seen 2 of the last 3 kick takers saved?
Erickson-Russo puts it in. 3-2. Musketeers go to Claire Fisher. Fisher, the sophomore from Beaver Creek, Ohio, just up the road near Dayton. She transferred in from Tennessee. Can she send the Musketeers to a rematch with the top-seeded Georgetown Hoyas? Fisher sends it on and scores, and the Musketeers take it in PKs. Olivia Jenkins stops 3 against DePaul, and the Musketeers in dramatic fashion advance to the semis in a rematch with the Georgetown Hoyas. First Big East tournament victory for Xavier. How dramatic here in Cincinnati.
Well, on the one side, pure jubilation and excitement, winning a PK opportunity to go to the next round. Their first win in Big East tournament history. Wow.
Well, Matt, an absolute playoff classic here between the Musketeers and the DePaul Blue Demons. It goes to PKs, and the Musketeers able to take it. How about some of the courageous decisions by Nate Lee to put Olivia Jenkins in goal for PKs?
Incredible. I mean, what a coaching moment by Nate Lee. And on the other side, you got to feel for DePaul. Just a heartbreaking way to lose and to end your season. And so many seniors on Aaron Chastain's side. But Xavier, I mean, let's just give all the kudos to the Xavier side. the turnaround that they've made, the culture shift that they've made in just 2 short years. Now they get to take on the top dog in the Big East at Shaw Field in D.C. against Georgetown next week.
And it was a draw here between the Hoyas and the Musketeers in the final regular season game just this past Thursday. A classic here. Musketeers win in PKs, and we'll take a look at how Xavier was able to score the victory here this afternoon. The goals from Samantha Dewey at 64 minutes, an answer from Avery Hay in the 75th for DePaul, and that set us up for penalty kicks. And the Musketeers able to eliminate the DePaul Blue Demons and roll to the semis. See Olivia Jenkins in her 3rd match able to snuff Franny Cerny on the first offering. Grace Barr puts it past as Erickson guessed wrong.
I mean, just you can't say enough, Mike, about, first of all, the confident strikes of the Xavier team, but the saves and really the play of both keepers, huge, instrumental in tonight's win.
Rachel Butler put it in, and then Erickson Russo able to answer for DePaul. And then the deciding kick here for the Musketeers. It's Claire Fisher from Beaver Creek, Ohio, and transferring from Tennessee catapults the Musketeers into the semifinals. You see Samantha Dewey and Franny Cerny talking about the battle here today, 2 of the best in the Big East.
And great
Xavier
sportsmanship.
comes out ahead here.
Yeah, great sportsmanship. I mean, Franny Cerny, her college career is done, but she's wishing one of the best goal scorers and a tremendous competitor of hers and a rival of hers over the years, good luck the rest of the way.
Fantastic battle here between the Musketeers and the DePaul Blue Demons. Xavier wins it 4-2 in penalty kicks. So for Matt Schumacher, our producer, director, Ryan McGahey, and our Big East Digital Network crew, I'm Mike Schmaltz. Thanks for watching here this afternoon. We will play on into the semis. The Musketeers and the Georgetown Hoyas. We'll see you back on the Big East Digital Network for semifinal action.